is a crucial step towards our goal of manufacturing all our US medicines for US patients here in the US. Today we are... And today we are honored to welcome Governor Josh Stein. Thank you very much for being here, Governor. FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty Makary, thank you very much as well for joining us here. Ralph Heckner, who is the Swiss ambassador to the United States, thank you very much for being here as well. We're also pleased to have Senator Natalie Murdoch and Representative Maria Cervania from the General Assembly. And they represent the districts where these facilities are located. So thank you again for being here as well. In addition, I'd like to also extend a warm welcome to the many other leaders from the state and local government who are joining us today here, which illustrates the collective excitement, commitment, and shared enthusiasm for what we are building together here in North Carolina. Also, a special welcome to Dr. Manesh Patel, who is here with us as well. He is the Chief of Cardiology at Duke, the Chief of Clinical Pharmacology, and has been a great partner of Novartis throughout the years. So thank you as well to you for being here with us. So the site where we are gathered here today in Durham will be the home of two new facilities, right? One already existing, the other one here exactly where we are today. And they'll be dedicated to manufacturing biologics and sterile packaging. So we are committed to bringing manufacturing all the way from API all the way to finished goods here. And together with another new facility in Morrisville and the expansion as well of an existing Novartis facility in Durham, this investment is a key pillar in our $23 billion commitment to US-based manufacturing over the next 5 years. So this groundbreaking today caps a year of significant expansion for Novartis in the US. Right? The US is a key priority market for our company, and we are committed to continued growth through investments in manufacturing, investments in R&D, so that we can deliver our breakthrough treatments with both speed and broad access, while also helping develop the US economy through job creation in the communities in which we operate. These investments here in North Carolina are expected to create 700 new jobs in the state by 2030 and support more than 3,000 indirect jobs across the supply chain, also here in North Carolina. So thank you all for making this, for sharing this important moment with all of us. It does represent our commitment to patients. It does represent our commitment to communities, and it does represent our commitment to unlocking the possibilities for care while driving workforce and economic growth here in Carolina and across the United States. So it's now my honor to invite Navaz Naseeram, who is the CEO of Novartis, to share more about what today's milestones mean for Novartis. So thank you very much, and over to you, Navaz.
Do I hand it back to you? Hand it back to you? Okay. Well, wonderful to be here with all of you today. And this is an incredibly important moment for our company. I thought I'd start to tell you a little bit about Novartis. Hopefully many of you know us well. But we're a 250-year-old company. And for most of our history, we've been dedicated to creating medicines for the world. Today, we operate in 110 countries around the planet. We have 300 million patients we reach with our medicines every year. Now, one of the things that I think that makes Novartis unique, Novartis special, is that we're all about pioneering science. We try to bring firsts to the world. And that history has gone back for many, many decades. When you go back to the 1950s, we were one of the first companies to bring forward medicines for neurodegenerative and psychiatric conditions, some of the first cardiovascular medicines. The ability to do transplants around the world was actually pioneered by Novartis scientists who found some of the early immunosuppressive medicines. Later in 1999, with the discovery of Gleevec, our miracle medicine as a targeted cancer therapy, we began the targeted cancer care revolution, which has now created hundreds of medicines to treat cancers. Later, we brought forward the first cell therapy, the first CAR therapy in Kymriah to treat children with devastating cancers, followed on now more recently by the work we've done in small interfering RNAs, radioligand therapies, and gene therapies. Now, all of that innovation needs to get made, and it needs to get produced. And one of the things we're deeply committed to, as Victor noted, is to bring our latest technologies and make sure they're produced in the US for US patients. That's why we've made this $23 billion commitment. It's why we're either building or expanding 9 facilities across the United States. And it's why we're here today in North Carolina. Now, just to say a few words about our commitment to North Carolina, I first actually started working on manufacturing sites here in North Carolina back in 2006. Novartis signed a $1 billion agreement with HHS to build a cell culture manufacturing facility down the road in Holly Springs, North Carolina. We built that facility. Of course, now it's changed hands, but that's when we learned about what an incredible ecosystem is existing in this state, with a combination of world-class talent, world-class universities, NC Bio, and an entire ecosystem that really wants to get talent that enables you to fill these manufacturing facilities with the best people. And I really believe we have outstanding talent here. So when we had the opportunity to come back just right across the street with our pioneering gene therapy, Zolgensma, which treats children with a devastating neurological disease called spinal muscular atrophy, we came back. And we opened up that facility, started to expand it, and now we're here today to really announce the largest expansion that we've had in US manufacturing in the last 20 years. This is going to bring together, really, as Victor said, our latest technologies from small molecules to large molecules to gene therapies. We hope over time RNA therapeutics, portions of our radioligand therapies, all of that will be made here in the state. So it's a big moment for us as a company. We thank you for sharing with us. I want to leave all of the North Carolina colleagues with the sentiment: we're deeply committed to being here. We're deeply committed to investing in the state. And most importantly, we're really excited about producing this next wave of innovations for patients here in the country and around the globe. So thank you all very much again. And I will hand it over to Ralph. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Ralph Heckner, Ambassador of Switzerland to the U.S.
It's a great pleasure for me. It's a great pleasure for me to be with you. I think, Governor, you had already overdoses of Swissness. It is now the 3rd time that we meet, once in Colorado Springs, in Holly Springs, and now here in Durham. Thank you also for receiving a delegation of members of parliament to your governor's house. Thank you for your open door policy towards Switzerland. Dear CEO Novartis, I had the great pleasure and honor to meet you when I was ambassador to Kenya. That was when you brought your Access initiative to the Kenyan people. I had the pleasure to work with you in India on a very important file, and that was the free trade agreement between EFTA, Switzerland and India. And now was you're bringing new investments to the most dynamic market of the world, the United States. It is great to be here also with the local authorities. The Swiss Embassy is very much working through the whole federal system, from state legislators, mayors, to governors, to senators. It's great to be here with you. This new Novartis facility represents a significant commitment to North Carolina and forms part of a broader Swiss presence across the United States. It brings high-quality jobs, long-term investment, and new scientific capabilities to a region that is already a leader in biotechnology. Switzerland is the 6th biggest investor in the United States. We are the #1 foreign direct investor in R&D. With just 9 million people, Switzerland invests more to American innovation than any other nation. And Novartis multi-year investment further affirms the the confidence Swiss companies place in the United States of America as a partner in scientific discovery and economic growth. Here in North Carolina, 53 Swiss companies employ more than 17,000 people and support thousands more through trade and supply chains. From Raleigh to Charlotte, to right here in Durham, Swiss companies continue to invest in local talent, in local industry, and local opportunity. This Novartis project and investment speaks to a shared commitment between our two countries, advancing medical science while ensuring reliable access to breakthrough therapies. Novartis work will support cutting-edge production, closer and bolster supply chain resilience, and deepen the collaboration between Swiss and American researchers and manufacturers. It is a model of how international partnership can strengthen both innovation and patients' care. As we navigate the evolving trade framework, and it was quite a year, I have to say, with the US administration, projects and investments like this one demonstrate Switzerland's unwavering commitment to American jobs and economic growth. Switzerland, even in times of policy transition, Swiss companies continue to build, hire, and invest. Innovation does not pause, and neither does our partnership with the United States. Finally, Switzerland work in the United States is grounded by real impact. Impact in business, in innovation, and in people. Every single job created here, every scientific breakthrough advanced here, and every young person trained in high-value skills is a contribution to more resilient and a more prosperous future. That too is diplomacy in action, rooted in communities like Durham. Today we are not only breaking ground, we are building long-term opportunity. We are strengthening a partnership that matters, and we are demonstrating that Switzerland's role in the United States is real, tangible, and deeply connected to local communities. Thank you very much. And I hand over to Dr. Patel.
Please welcome to the stage Dr. Manesh Patel, Chief of Cardiology, Duke Health.
Thank you so much. Hello, my name is Manesh Patel. I'm honored to be here with Novartis, the FDA Commissioner, Governor Stein. Thank you so much to provide my personal thoughts on the groundbreaking of this important manufacturing facility. I serve as an interventional cardiologist. I'm the chief of the Division of Cardiology at Duke and get to work at a research institute called the Duke Clinical Research Institute that helps us care for patients with cardiovascular disease and think about how we do. I've also been privileged to take care of patients for the last 20 years. And too many times in my career, I've met people for the first time on the cath lab table when they're in dire straits. They've had a heart attack. They're learning about their health for the first time. Our teams, like many in this state, have worked diligently and quickly to restore blood flow to their heart. It's been rewarding to apply these scientific breakthroughs to get more blood to their heart, to see them in clinic, to see them recover. In fact, the state of North Carolina led a program where we got patients having heart attacks to the closest place to open up their heart artery, something called RACE-AMI, that became the national benchmark for Mission Lifeline, according to the American Heart Association. Other states now do what we did to improve heart attack care. But I've also experienced great frustrations. Those frustrations include not being able to prevent these events, not having the ability to have the conversations before they happen, to use the teachable moment as better care for our communities and our patients. Too often, these procedures, as I like to tell my patients, fix the pothole in the road, the ruptured artery, but we don't treat the underlying problem. We don't get to it as fast as we can. Now, more than ever, we have information, as you've heard, on the biology, the genetics, the lifestyle changes that can improve cardiovascular care, brain health, and prevent cancer. And the prevention of these insights with data will transform health. But I stand here today with our team, and I'm excited to say that our call to action is that these great discoveries and innovations must reach people where they are. Our opportunity is that. So I'm excited to be here at this groundbreaking opening of Novartis's facility here in the Research Triangle Park. A commitment to science, a commitment to innovation, as you've heard, but really a commitment to our community to both learn and teach and get to our patients. So as a researcher at one of our universities, we're honored to have life science partners like Novartis to do science with and to studies that aim to improve the health of our community with these breakthrough therapies. As a clinician, I'm excited to have things that will prevent what I've discussed. As a professor, I'm excited to teach the next generation how we do that. But as a member of our community, I'm most engaged in how do we make North Carolina healthier, and how do we do that for these types of conditions. So finally, as a way to think about this, I'm also aware that greater than 70% of the counties in our state are rural, and not everybody may have access to the kind of cardiovascular care we're talking about. So I'll just end by saying, I think this is perhaps our greatest opportunity, the opportunity to innovate our care delivery with our research, so that when people with these research teams in care have innovations, we get to meet them with the patients where they are. So together, I hope we can all build a future where these discoveries that are happening here, these therapies that are happening here, get to all of our communities, all of our clinics, and all of our homes. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Craig Spinelli, Novartis Associate and CML patient, in conversation with Victor Bulto, President, Novartis US.
Okay, well, good afternoon again. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Craig. Craig is part of our oncology team here in the United States. He's in the front line with our customers here in North Carolina. So thank you very much, Craig, and thank you very much for joining us today as well. And the story that Craig is going to share with you is a very meaningful one for us as a company. You know, he was diagnosed, as he will share, with Philadelphia chromosome positive chronic leukemia, also known as CML. And often Craig was able to take is actually taking, as we speak, one of our own treatments to manage his disease, and then in turn be able to bring these medicines to even more patients. So Craig, do you want to tell us about that story? Yep. About that journey?
Actually, I've taken all three of the Novartis products at one time or another for CML. So my story begins in 2016 when I was first diagnosed. It was actually December 22nd, 2016, 3 days before Christmas. And I obviously a very shocking diagnosis at that particular time. It was diagnosed by a blood test, and then the week after Christmas, I was confirmed with a blood marrow biopsy, and I knew about Novartis in their history with CML. Obviously, I worked for Novartis, but I was in the CV division at the time, and I knew about Gleevec, and so I asked to be put on Gleevec. And I knew that was the big silver bullet at the time, right? I mean, the cover of Time magazine, it was a big deal. But I had an awful experience on Gleevec. And I didn't hit my molecular milestones, which indicated that the disease was in remission. I battled a big side effect battle, and then in 2018, in April of 2018, I was put on the next generation of CML products developed by Novartis called Tasigna. And that was fantastic. Everything changed for me after that. And I was on Tasigna for 6 years. And at the end of the 6 years, I tried what's called treatment-free remission, coming off drug and still maintain that remission. But I immediately lost my response and had to go back on therapy. And I didn't regain the remission right away back on Tasigna, so I was switched then to the latest of the innovation of Novartis, a drug called Scemblix. And as soon as I was put back on Scemblix, I immediately regained my remission, and now I've been on Scemblix for a little over a year, and I'm doing fantastic.
Great. So this is not only an exceptional story, a human story, but also an innovation story of how, when we thought we had came up with the definitive breakthrough treatment for CML, then we needed to keep working and keep developing to come with a second one. And then when we thought we were done, we had to work even harder and come with a third one. And this is what innovation is about, and this is what we are all here about, so that we can help and continue to support patients like Craig. So now, changing a little bit gears, you are in a very unique situation where you're both a patient of a Novartis medicine, but you also bring that same medicine to other patients. How does that shape your sense of purpose, which is a very important thing for us here at Novartis?
Well, it gives me a little credibility when I challenge the doctors, for sure, right? When I tell them, wait a second. But, when I was first diagnosed, like I said, I was in the cardiovascular division, and I didn't know much about CML or leukemia, so I really had to immerse myself in learning. And patients find themselves in that same situation all the time. I mean, who knows about CML before you're diagnosed? So when I came to oncology in 2018, I found myself in this, incredibly unique situation, and I had this great sense of responsibility to share my story, so that I hope that I would inspire others to really advocate for patients so that they can have the best possible CML journey that they can have. And I don't want to just make patients live longer. I want them to live better. For me, it isn't about just surviving, it's about thriving, right? And being on the right CML the right CML medicine has allowed me to do that. On medicine, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back by saying this, but it's a demonstration. All right, well, thank you, I appreciate that. It's a demonstration of how well I can live while being treated on CML. I've run the New York City Marathon. I've climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. I've done a safari in the Serengeti, marlin fishing off the coast of Panama. I mean, it's pretty good stuff, right? And it's all because I've been on the right medicine, and so the right medicine has allowed me and given me so many more benefits than just health.
That's wonderful. Big round of applause for Craig. So, Craig, any final reflections? You have authorities, you have part of the Novartis team here.
Well, first of all, I'm so humbled and grateful to be here, right? I mean, it feels special, but I do have a great sense of pride working for Novartis. You think about our CML history, the way we've innovated over the years, from Gleevec to Cigna to Scemblix. Every step that they've taken, and it's really kind of mirrored my journey, right? And so I'm so grateful for that. And it gives me, like I said, a big sense of responsibility to go out and represent this company every day. And now, here I am, so proud to be a part of this event, living and working here in North Carolina. And now we're making this big investment in this, amazing hub that's going to benefit patients all over the country. So.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Greg,
yes.
as well.
Thank you.
One last thing I wanted to share is that actually Scemblix, the medicine that is helping Craig, it's helping thousands of patients across the country, is going to be one of the medicines that will be manufactured here in North Carolina and distributed across the country so that we can continue to write stories like Craig. So thank you all for all your support. And thank you, Craig, again for being here. And now I'm going to hand it over to the man who's actually going to make it happen. I'm going to hand it over to my friend and colleague, Stefan Lang. He's the president of operations for Novartis. And it's him and his team who actually are going to make all of this possible. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think you get this, right? Here you go. You want this?
I'll have it.
I got power.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Victor, and a special thank you to you, Greg, for sharing your journey with us. Hearing your story and seeing the strengths and hope you bring reminds us why we do what we do. You inspire us to keep pushing forward together. Thank you for that. We are proud at Novartis to be a leader in pharmaceutical manufacturing and innovation. Our leadership is clear in our advanced global network and breakthroughs in life-changing therapies such as radioligand therapy and cell and gene therapies, and our commitment to environmental sustainability. By adapting to patient needs and global challenges, we set high standards for quality and reliability and raising the bar for healthcare. Our resilient and agile manufacturing network spans more than 30 state-of-the-art sites worldwide, ensuring that patients receive high-quality medicines in oncology, immunology, neuroscience, cardiovascular, and metabolic diseases. And now, by growing our network here in North Carolina, we're bringing the future of medicine even closer to patients and communities across the United States. This new hub here is a major step for Novartis, for North Carolina, and patients across the United States. Breaking ground today is the first step in making our vision for this site a reality. It represents a major commitment to strengthening our US supply chain and ensuring that patients nationwide continue to have reliable access to the medicines they need. When complete, it will unite specialized sites in North Carolina from biologics and small molecule manufacturing to sterile filling, packaging, and distribution. This integrated approach will help us to deliver those high-quality medicines very efficiently. What makes this hub so important is how it brings together all the steps of modern medicine manufacturing in one region. By connecting teams and advanced technologies, we are building a more responsive supply chain, one that can adapt quickly and deliver for patients across the country. And today is just the beginning. As we expand this hub, we are laying groundwork for even greater impact ahead. Thank you, a big thank you to everyone who has helped to bring us to this point. Our Novartis colleagues, many of them are in the room, the local community that has welcomed us so warmly, your dedication and collaboration are what makes progress like this possible in a short time. I'm very excited for what's ahead. Together, we are building the future of medicine right here in North Carolina. And before we hear from FDA Commissioner Martin Makary, let's find out more about the sites that we will make up here, our Novartis manufacturing hub. So let's play the video, please.
As part of our $23 billion investment in America's health, this new flagship manufacturing hub will span more than 700,000 square feet across 3 sites. It is expected to create 700 new Novartis jobs, provide opportunities for local talent, and expand our U.S. capabilities to produce medicines across oncology, immunology, neuroscience, cardiovascular, and renal and metabolic diseases. We're increasing our capacity to deliver medical breakthroughs, securing a more resilient U.S. supply chain to meet future demand, and investing in the local communities that make our mission possible. We're doing this by delivering end-to-end manufacturing in the U.S. for our key medicines for the first time in our history, scaling innovation right here in America, and partnering with communities, academia, and health systems to reimagine medicine. This is about more than infrastructure. It's about people, partnerships, and progress.
Please welcome to the stage Dr. Marty Makary, U.S. Food and Drug Administration Commissioner.
Thank you. What an honor to be here, and what an exciting day for North Carolina, for the United States, for patients. I've had patients where I've used Novartis products and watched them get better right in front of my eyes. So we are all thankful to those who are developing cures and meaningful treatments. And one of my missions is very clear. We need to deliver more cures and meaningful treatments for the American public and healthier food for children. And so you're delivering on that goal, the America First agenda. For decades, manufacturing jobs went overseas. And people said it was impossible to bring it back. And here we are, the largest flagship manufacturing hub for Novartis in the United States, right here in North Carolina. Congratulations. It's a huge honor to be here. I want to appreciate some individuals. It's great to be here with Governor Josh Stein. Mr. Governor, great to be here with you. Vas, you're an incredible leader. Novartis has you to thank for so many things, and they're lucky to have you as a CEO. Victor, Stefan, I just met some of you. Craig, what an amazing story. I mean, that's inspiring. That's why we all go into healthcare. Everybody in healthcare is different from the rest of the population. The sort of person that wants to run hospitals, the sort of person that wants to develop cures, they're different from their peers. The sort of student in junior high school who says, when asked, what do you want to go into? And they say, you know, I might want to be a nurse. They're different from their peers. The people who go into healthcare are united around one common theme, a sense of compassion to do something larger than themselves for other people. It is a truly altruistic field. At every level, people in healthcare are different. And so I was inspired to hear you, Craig. Ambassador Heckner, Dr. Patel, cardiology that's the heart, right? This side? Okay, thank you. This is not talk, this is action. We have to do more to make this happen. Every company should have the common shared goal that we have, that Novartis has, that you just heard, that every patient in the United States should have a drug made in America and an API made in America. And so we want to recognize that. We're doing everything we can at the FDA to help usher in this type of restoration of American manufacturing. For the other companies that may be listening, the time is right. Now with increased automation, with the use of cell lines, with cell and gene therapy, you want manufacturing to be more proximate to the delivery of care. So we share the same goal. We underwent a large national listening tour as a new leadership at the FDA. I've been there about 9 months, and we decided to start by doing a 7-city listening tour, including one right here in Raleigh. And we heard from hundreds of CEOs, people who came up one by one, and we told them, give us your feedback, formative feedback. You can unload, tell us what's broken, but we want to know how to improve the agency. And they started talking, and they started sharing, and they would explain their frustrations, and they would also explain their very formative, detailed ideas on how to reform the agency. And so we have been busy implementing those ideas, because the best ideas come from the front line. The FDA needs to do its job and get out of the way. And so with manufacturing, not only are we creating a ton of incentives for companies that bring the manufacturing of their products back to the United States or initiate production in the United States. Remember, we want to see companies that do business in the United States thrive. We should not be an angry librarian. We should be a partner with industry to achieve a common goal. So we announced we're removing animal testing requirements that are unnecessary for drug applications. Specifically, recently, most of it's not even necessary. Computational modeling now and organ-on-a-chip technology can replace a lot of it with better toxicity predictive power. We got to modernize. We got to move into the modern world and use AI, as we introduced into the agency a few months ago. Now every reviewer has a powerful agentic AI tool. We announced we're going to remove the 144 chimpanzee requirement for monoclonal antibodies. That requirement's gone. We need to shorten the time while maintaining our role of safeguarding the public. We can do it. There's a tremendous amount of idle time. And with manufacturing, we can send our FDA inspectors to the plant as it's being built, including from the design phase, so that when it is finished construction, it is as close to ready to go on day one as humanly possible. We can do this. We're a sophisticated country. We've developed proton beam therapy and sophisticated gene therapies. This is something that we can do. We are cutting the red tape, introducing a new pilot program to get decisions out on final BLA and NDA applications within weeks, something that's been unheard of. We have a new plausible mechanism pathway, and we have most favored nation status pricing that we are doing in partnership with companies, increasing the ability of biosimilars to come to market, the generic versions of the expensive biologics, and we are being proactive. We're doing this to lower drug prices for everyday Americans, and we have got to be on the hunt as an agency, not rejecting applications because the margin's wrong or the font is wrong. What are we doing? We are screening the programs of the national meetings, the American Society of Oncology program that was just released ahead of the meeting. We are screening, looking for powerful cures. I am going to the reviewers at the agency and asking, are you seeing anything that looks amazing? Is there any treatment, even in early animal studies, that could be a game changer? We're screening the New England Journal of Medicine, just found a treatment for a form of congenital deafness. Reached out to the company immediately after the report published, said that 3 kids had normal hearing in treating their congenital deafness from the therapy. Reached out to the company, gave them a priority review voucher in weeks. We've got to be proactive. As we've been reminded by Dr. Patel when he referenced the pothole, these are not blue and red issues. Don't be fooled. These are issues of competence, of vision, and of goal setting. There's so much that we all agree on, and we want to get to the same point of delivering better health care at a more affordable price point. We got burned during COVID. We were shopping for medications and PPE overseas. That should never happen again. Domestic manufacturing is a national security issue. And so we are going to change the way we do inspections. Why are we putting American companies and companies that manufacture, have their plants in the United States, putting them through the ringer? And then overseas, the inspections are scheduled. We have surprise inspections in the US. This is what we walked into. And overseas, the companies send the limousines to pick up our FDA inspectors at the airport and take them for a scheduled, preset, planned visit. Well, a scheduled inspection is no inspection. It's a joke. We're changing that. We are changing the incentives. We are going to work in our new pre-check program to walk through manufacturing, construction. And I want to congratulate you on the $1 billion R&D facility of Novartis in San Diego. And I understand you are building more manufacturing in Florida and Texas and other places. And so let's keep going. Congratulations, and thank you for inviting me here.
Where's the VO?
Sorry about that.
Please welcome to the stage Josh Stein, Governor of North Carolina.
Thank you. You can always say that the governor of North Carolina is prescient. Good afternoon, everybody. What a great day to be at the groundbreaking ceremony of this fantastic Novartis facility. Vas, thank you for being here. Thank you for your remarkable leadership of this truly innovative, world-class company. Honored to be joined by many senior executives from Novartis, as near as RTP, as far as Basel, with some in between in New Jersey. Ralph Hackner, the ambassador from Switzerland to the United States, thank you for being here. Always great to see you. Keep singing that song in North Carolina whenever you go back to Switzerland. Craig, yours was a moving story. My goodness. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being an inspiration. I did ask Vas if by taking the medication, does that mean I can run a marathon? And he said, I know you're a lawyer, there's causation and correlation. Marty Makary, FDA Commissioner, thank you for being here. You all heard him say to the other pharmaceutical manufacturers around the country, around the world, that the time is right to invest in pharmaceuticals in the United States. Well, Novartis and North Carolina will tell you today that North Carolina is right for be the place of where you invest. A lot of wonderful colleagues from the General Assembly. If you're in the legislature, would you all please stand so everyone can see you? They are remarkable partners in this work, so I thank all of you for being here. Local officials as well, members of the congressional delegation, have representatives here. And it's important that we're all here because a major event like this does not just happen. It takes state and local government officials of both parties. It takes public, private, and nonprofit partners coming together. Economic development truly is the ultimate team sport. And I got to tell you that Team North Carolina is the best in the business. And the results speak for themselves. As we know, we were all proud this summer when we were named the top state for business for 2025 for the third time in the last 4 years. And just last week, Secretary Lee Lilly and I announced that 2025 was the single best year for job announcements in the history of North Carolina. So I want to take a moment just to acknowledge some of the members of Team North Carolina that played an important role in helping Novartis make the decision it rendered here. The North Carolina Biotechnology Center, the North Carolina Community College System, including Wake and Durham Tech, Duke Energy, Durham and Wake counties, the town of Morrisville. I see represent. If you're a Morrisville town person, raise your hand up there. Morrisville's in the house. I used to represent Morrisville in the state senate, so I got a special place in my heart for Morrisville. The Greater Durham Chamber of Commerce, the Wake County Economic Development, which is a program of the Greater Raleigh Chamber of Commerce. And of course, our greatest thanks goes to our partner, which is Novartis. We are so proud that you've decided to continue to invest in North Carolina. The fact that you're already here, you know what our assets are, and you say we're now going to invest $770 million in this real estate, it means the world to us. So thank you for your endorsement of what we do here. Novartis is already an important leader in North Carolina's life sciences sector. More than 840 life sciences companies do business here in the state, with an additional 2,500 companies working around to support them. All in, we're talking about 225,000 jobs. The sector generates $88.3 billion of annual economic activity, $12 billion in exports, $2.4 billion in state and local revenues. Just rattled off a lot of numbers. Every one of those numbers started with a B. We're talking about big and meaningful numbers. Biotechnology is now one of the most important and fastest growing sectors of our state's economy. Ranges from biologics and health informatics to crop engineering and gene therapy and so much more. The thriving cluster has gotten to the point where it now serves to nurture, expand, and attract other life science investment. And that's what brings us to this wonderful day. Today we're breaking ground on Novartis' new manufacturing hub. The project will be here in Durham, also in Morrisville. Overall, Novartis is creating 700 new jobs, direct jobs here by 2030, as well as 3,000 indirect jobs to support the supply chain. These are good jobs with good wages. Average wage is $110,000. Those are wages with which you can raise your family. Novartis is going to invest $771 million in the city of Durham, town of Morrisville, talking about real money. Altogether, this is going to have an impact on our state's economy by $3 billion. So we cannot only talk about the economic impact. Craig did a remarkable job underscoring the life-changing, the life-enhancing impact. This is important work that's going to be done here, and there will be beneficiaries all across the country. So Novartis, thank you for continuing to call North Carolina home. You are a key part of our state's success story, and we look forward to cheering you on in your future endeavors. Thank you all so much.
I'll invite everybody up.
Please welcome back to the stage Novartis CEO Vas Narasimhan.
All right. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this really incredible event. I mean, I really appreciate, again, all of the wonderful speeches that you heard and the sentiment. And most importantly, I hope you can see Novartis' passion for what we're doing as a company, the incredible stories of patients that we touch, and our incredible commitment to North Carolina and to bringing manufacturing back to the United States. So I'd now love to invite the colleagues in the front row up, and we're going to actually do the groundbreaking. Is there a, I think we should have the governor in the center. I think you both should be, please. Thank you. Gold.
Some more shovels this way. Yes. We have one here. Turn.
We're not allowed to actually dig, right? No, I'm sorry. All right. All right, so just a little bit. All right, thank you. Thank you all very much again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again, Governor. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
The program has ended.